The way you speak to yourself is one of the most powerful tools you have, whether you realize it or not. Every thought you entertain, every word you tell yourself, shapes how you see the world and, most importantly, how you see yourself. The mind is constantly listening, absorbing, and believing what you say, whether it's positive or negative. That's why self-talk matters. It's not just harmless chatter in your head, it's the script you live by. If you constantly feed yourself doubt, fear, and negativity, you'll start to live like it's all true. But if you choose to speak words of encouragement, strength, and confidence, you'll transform your life from the inside out. Self-talk is the foundation of your self-image. It can either build you up or tear you down. Many people walk around with a harsh inner critic that constantly reminds them of their mistakes, their shortcomings, and all the reasons why they're not good enough. That critic doesn't take a day off, and it often grows louder in moments of uncertainty or failure. But here's the thing: that voice isn't the truth. It's just a habit, a pattern of thinking that you've let go unchecked. And like any habit, it can be changed. You can choose to silence that critic and replace it with a voice of strength. It won't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you can train your mind to be your greatest ally instead of your biggest enemy. When you start to talk to yourself positively, something incredible happens. Your mind begins to shift. It's like planting seeds in a garden. At first, it might seem like nothing is happening. But over time, those seeds grow into something beautiful and strong. Positive self-talk works the same way. Each time you tell yourself, "I am enough," or "I am capable," you're planting a seed of confidence and self-belief. Over time, those words take root, and they begin to shape how you think, feel, and act. You start to walk differently, carry yourself differently, and approach challenges with a new sense of determination. The power of self-talk isn't just about feeling good, it's about creating real change. Your words have the ability to influence your actions, and your actions create your results. For example, if you constantly tell yourself, "I can't do this," you'll stop trying. But if you say, "I've got this," you'll push forward even when things get tough. It's not about being delusional or ignoring reality, it's about choosing a mindset that empowers you instead of holding you back. The challenges won't disappear, but your approach to them will change. You'll face them with a belief that you're capable of overcoming them, and that belief can make all the difference. Another incredible thing about self-talk is that it's entirely within your control. You may not be able to control what happens around you. Life is unpredictable, and challenges will come, but you can always control what you say to yourself. That's your power, and no one can take it from you. It doesn't matter what other people think or say about you. What matters is what you think and say about yourself. When you master the art of speaking life into your own soul, you become unstoppable. You stop seeking validation from the outside world because you've already given it to yourself. Changing the way you talk to yourself takes practice, but the results are worth it. Start small. Catch yourself when negative thoughts creep in and counter them with something positive. Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," say, "I'm learning and growing every day." Instead of thinking, "I always mess up," remind yourself, "I'm human, and I'm doing my best." At first, it might feel strange or even fake, but keep going. Over time, those words will become your truth. The power of self-talk lies in its ability to rewrite your story. You are not defined by your past mistakes, your fears, or the opinions of others. You are defined by the way you choose to see yourself. And the way you see yourself starts with the way you talk to yourself. Every word you say is a choice. Choose words that lift you up, words that remind you of your strength, your resilience, and your potential. Because when you change your self-talk, you change your mind, And when you change your mind, you change your life. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you should tell yourself is, I am enough. Let those words sink in. Let them fill every corner of your mind. Because here's the truth, so many of us go through life believing we're missing something, believing that we need to be more, do more, or have more to be worthy. We compare ourselves to others, measuring our lives against their highlights, and convince ourselves that we don't measure up. But the truth is, you are already enough, right now as you are, without needing to prove anything to anyone. I am enough is not just a phrase, it's a declaration, a reminder, and a shift in perspective. It means that your worth isn't tied to your achievements, your possessions, or the opinions of others. It's not about how much money you make, how many likes you get, or how many titles you've earned. Your worth is inherent. You are enough simply because you exist. But believing this isn't always easy. It requires you to unlearn years of self-doubt, rejection, and societal pressure. It requires you to silence the voice that says you're not smart enough, attractive enough, or successful enough. When you say, I am enough, you're standing up to that voice. You're refusing to let it dictate how you see yourself. You're choosing to believe in your own value, even if the world doesn't recognize it. And that's powerful. Because once you truly believe you're enough, you stop chasing things that don't fulfill you. You stop seeking validation from people who don't appreciate you. You stop bending over backward to prove your worth to those who don't see it. Instead, you start living for yourself. But how do you internalize this belief? How do you go from just saying, I am enough, to truly feeling it in your heart? It starts with self-awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts you allow into your mind. Are they kind and supportive, or are they critical and harsh? Most of us have been conditioned to be our own worst critics. We replay our mistakes, focus on our flaws, and downplay our achievements. This constant negativity becomes a habit, and over time, we begin to believe it. To break this cycle, you need to replace those negative thoughts with affirming ones. Every time you catch yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, pause and challenge that thought. Ask yourself, who says I'm not good enough? What evidence do I have that supports this? You'll often find that those negative beliefs have no real basis. They're just fears, insecurities, or past experiences holding you back. Then, counter those thoughts with something positive. Instead of dwelling on what you think you lack, remind yourself of your strengths, your accomplishments, and the qualities that make you unique. Another step in embracing I am enough is learning to set boundaries. When you don't believe you're enough, you often let people take advantage of you. You say yes to things you don't want to do because you're afraid of disappointing others. You tolerate mistreatment because you think you don't deserve better. But when you recognize your worth, you start to protect it. You learn to say no without guilt. You walk away from relationships, jobs, or situations that don't honor you. You stop settling for less than you deserve because you finally understand that you deserve more. Believing you're enough also means letting go of perfectionism. Too often we convince ourselves that we need to be perfect to be worthy, perfect in our appearance, our work, our relationships. But perfection is an illusion. It's a standard no one can meet, and chasing it only leads to frustration and burnout. Instead of striving for perfection, strive for authenticity. Be real, be honest, and be proud of who you are, imperfections and all. Because your flaws don't make you less, they make you human. Saying I am enough is also about forgiving yourself. We all make mistakes. We've all said or done things we regret. But holding on to guilt and shame only keeps you stuck. To move forward, you need to let go of the past and give yourself permission to grow. Remember, your mistakes don't define you. What defines you is how you choose to rise after you fall. So forgive yourself for the times you doubted your worth. Forgive yourself for the times you let fear win. And commit to doing better, starting today. One of the most transformative aspects of embracing I am enough is that it allows you to stop comparing yourself to others. Everyone is on their own journey, facing battles you may not see. Comparing your life to someone else's is not only unfair, but also unnecessary. You are on your path, and that path is enough. Instead of envying what others have, focus on what you have. Practice gratitude for your strengths, your progress, and the opportunities in front of you. When you appreciate your own life, you realize there's no need to measure it against anyone else's. Living with the belief that you are enough doesn't mean you stop growing or striving for more. It means you approach life from a place of self-love rather than self-doubt. You set goals because you want to, not because you feel like you have to prove something. You work on yourself because you value who you are, not because you think you're lacking. When you say, I am enough, you're making a commitment to yourself. You're choosing to see your value, even when others don't. You're choosing to love yourself, even when it's hard. And in doing so, you're setting the foundation for a life that is fulfilling, meaningful, and true to who you are. Because when you believe you're enough, you stop waiting for permission to live fully, you just do. When you wake up on the second day, after affirming your worth, it's time to affirm your abilities. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am capable. Let those words resonate deeply within you. You see, life often throws challenges our way, obstacles that seem insurmountable and tasks that feel beyond our reach. In those moments, doubt creeps in, whispering that you're not strong enough, smart enough, or prepared enough to handle what's in front of you. But the truth is, you are far more capable than you give yourself credit for. You faced storms before, and here you are, still standing, still fighting, still moving forward. Telling yourself, I am capable, isn't just a mantra. It's a reminder of everything you've already accomplished. Think about all the times you've risen to the occasion, even when you weren't sure you could. Think about the problems you've solved, the challenges you've overcome, and the lessons you've learned. Those experiences weren't just coincidences, they were proof of your resilience, your creativity, and your strength. They were moments that tested you and ultimately shaped you into the person you are today. But being capable doesn't mean you have to know everything or do everything perfectly. It doesn't mean you'll never fail. What it means is that you have the ability to figure things out, to adapt, and to grow. It means that even if you don't have all the answers right now, you trust yourself to find them. It means that even when you stumble, you have the courage to get back up and keep going. This belief in your capability isn't arrogance, it's confidence. And confidence is the foundation for action. When you believe you are capable, you stop holding yourself back. You stop letting fear dictate your choices. You stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect circumstances, and you start taking steps toward your goals. Fear will always be there, whispering worst-case scenarios in your ear. But courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward in spite of it. And when you remind yourself that you are capable, you give yourself permission to take those courageous steps. A big part of embracing your capabilities is shifting your mindset. Too often, we focus on our limitations instead of our strengths. We dwell on what we don't know, what we don't have, or what we haven't done yet. But when you focus on what you lack, you paralyze yourself. You convince yourself that you're not ready, not qualified, or not deserving. To overcome this, start focusing on what you do have: the skills, the knowledge and the resources you can use right now. Start focusing on the progress you've already made, no matter how small. It's also important to silence the voices of doubt, both internal and external. There will always be people who underestimate you, who don't believe in your potential, or who project their own fears onto you. And sometimes the loudest doubter is the one inside your own head. But just because someone, or even a part of you, says you can't, doesn't mean it's true. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You don't have to have all the experience. What you need is the belief that you can learn, that you can improve, and that you can rise to the occasion. One way to strengthen this belief is to take small, consistent actions that build your confidence. Start with the tasks that seem manageable, and as you succeed in those, tackle bigger challenges. Each step you take, no matter how small, is proof of your capability. Over time, those small wins add up, and they reinforce your belief in yourself. And as that belief grows, so does your ability to take on even greater challenges. But don't confuse being capable with doing everything alone. Part of being capable is knowing when to ask for help, when to seek guidance, and when to lean on others. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. No one achieves success entirely on their own. Behind every great accomplishment is a network of support, whether it's friends, mentors, or loved ones who offered encouragement, advice, or assistance along the way. When you affirm, "I am capable," you're also acknowledging your ability to persevere. Life isn't easy, and success isn't instant. There will be setbacks, delays, and moments of frustration, but being capable means you don't give up when things get hard. You find another way, you keep pushing, and you trust that your efforts will pay off in time. It means having the patience to see your journey through, even when the results aren't immediate. By repeating to yourself, "I am capable," you're planting a seed of confidence that grows stronger with every action you take. You're reminding yourself that you don't have to be perfect to succeed, you just have to try. You're giving yourself the courage to face challenges, the determination to keep going, and the faith to believe in your own potential. Because at the end of the day, your capabilities are limitless. They only grow stronger when you choose to trust in them. When you wake up on the third day, you declare to yourself, "I am unstoppable." Let that affirmation become your foundation for the day. This is not just a statement, it's a commitment, a mindset, a belief that no matter what comes your way, you will persevere. Life will always present challenges, distractions, and setbacks, but the moment you decide that you are unstoppable, you stop letting those obstacles define your journey. You shift your focus from what's in your way to the strength you have within you to overcome it. Being unstoppable doesn't mean you won't face difficulties or moments of doubt. It means those moments don't get the final say. They don't have the power to stop your progress. Every person who has achieved greatness has faced obstacles that could have caused them to quit. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't isn't talent, luck, or circumstances, it's the refusal to give up. It's the decision to keep moving forward, even when the path is uncertain. When you tell yourself, "I am unstoppable," you are training your mind to see challenges differently. Instead of viewing them as reasons to stop, you start seeing them as opportunities to grow. Every obstacle becomes a lesson, every failure becomes feedback, and every setback becomes a setup for a comeback. This shift in perspective is what fuels your resilience. It's what allows you to keep going when others might quit. Part of being unstoppable is understanding that your greatest power lies in your determination. Talent and intelligence are valuable, but they mean nothing without persistence. You could be the most skilled person in the world, But if you give up at the first sign of difficulty, you'll never reach your full potential. On the other hand, even if you lack certain skills or resources, your determination to keep going can take you farther than you ever imagined. Think about the times in your life when you felt like giving up but chose to keep going instead. Maybe it was a difficult project at work, a challenging personal situation, or a goal that seemed out of reach. Those moments weren't easy, but you got through them. And because you didn't give up, you grew stronger, wiser, and more capable. That's the essence of being unstoppable. It's not about avoiding challenges, but embracing them and trusting yourself to overcome them. Another important aspect of being unstoppable is blocking out the noise. There will always be voices, both external and internal, telling you that you can't do it, that it's too hard, that you're not ready. These voices might come from people who doubt you, circumstances that seem stacked against you, or even your own fears and insecurities. But none of those voices matter unless you give them power. You have to decide whose voice you're going to listen to. And the loudest, most important voice should always be your own, saying, I can, I will, I am unstoppable. When you commit to this mindset, you start taking action with confidence. You stop hesitating, second-guessing, and waiting for the perfect moment. You realize that perfection doesn't exist, and waiting only delays your progress. Instead, you focus on what you can do right now with what you have. And as you take those steps, no matter how small, you build momentum. That momentum is what fuels your progress and keeps you moving forward, even when the road gets tough. Being unstoppable also means embracing the process. Success isn't a straight line, it's a journey filled with twists, turns, and detours. There will be moments of frustration and times when progress feels slow. But those moments are part of the process. They're shaping you, teaching you, and preparing you for what's ahead. When you remind yourself that you're unstoppable, you accept that the journey won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. It's also essential to recognize that being unstoppable doesn't mean you have to do it all alone. There's strength in asking for help, seeking guidance, and leaning on others when needed. The people who support you, encourage you, and believe in you are part of what makes you unstoppable. Surround yourself with those who uplift you and remind you of your potential. And when doubt creeps in, lean on their faith in you until you find your own again. Finally, being unstoppable is about having a vision and holding on to it no matter what. Your goals, dreams, and aspirations are your why. They're what keep you going when the road gets rough. Visualize where you want to be and let that vision fuel your determination. When you face challenges, remind yourself why you started in the first place. Hold on to that vision and let it guide you through the obstacles. By declaring, I am unstoppable, you are making a promise to yourself. You are choosing to trust your strength, believe in your potential, and commit to your journey. No matter what comes your way, you have the power to keep moving forward. You have the resilience to rise above the challenges, the courage to face your fears, and the determination to turn your dreams into reality. Nothing and no one can stop you unless you let them. And today you've decided that you won't. Consistency is the foundation of all meaningful transformation. It is the daily commitment to actions, thoughts, and habits that align with your goals, no matter how small those actions might seem. Change doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of repeated efforts over time. When you show up for yourself consistently, you send a powerful message to your mind and body. You are serious about your growth. It's not about perfection or immediate results. It's about persistence and dedication. It's about showing up even when it's hard, even when progress feels slow, and even when you're not motivated. Transformation requires patience, And consistency is what bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Think about it like planting a seed. You don't see results the next day. You have to water it, nurture it, and give it sunlight every single day. At first, it looks like nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, roots are growing. Consistency is what allows those roots to take hold. Eventually, the seed sprouts and grows into something beautiful. Without consistency, the seed would dry up and fail to thrive. In life, the same principle applies. Whether you're building a new skill, working toward a personal goal, or trying to improve your health, consistency is the key. Small, deliberate actions compounded over time lead to significant results. The challenge is that many people give up too soon. They start strong, full of enthusiasm, but when progress isn't immediate or obstacles arise, they lose momentum. This is where consistency becomes a discipline. It's the ability to keep going, even when it feels like nothing is happening, because you trust that your efforts will pay off in the long run. Consistency also builds confidence. When you repeatedly follow through on your commitments, you prove to yourself that you can be relied upon. You develop self-trust, which is essential for transformation. Every small win reinforces your belief in your ability to achieve bigger goals. It's not just about what you're doing, it's about who you're becoming in the process. Each consistent action shapes your identity and strengthens your resolve. Over time, you begin to see yourself as someone who is capable, disciplined, and determined. Another powerful aspect of consistency is its ability to create momentum. The hardest part of any journey is often the beginning. Starting something new requires effort and energy, but when you remain consistent, your actions become habits. Habits require less willpower and effort because they become part of your routine. Once you establish that routine, the momentum carries you forward. What once felt difficult starts to feel natural. This momentum is what sustains you during times of doubt or difficulty. It reminds you of how far you've come and keeps you focused on where you're going. Consistency also helps you weather setbacks. No transformation journey is without challenges. There will be days when you stumble, when things don't go as planned, or when progress feels stagnant. Consistency teaches you resilience. It reminds you that one bad day doesn't define your journey. When you stay consistent, you bounce back quicker because you've built a foundation of habits and routines that support your goals. Setbacks become temporary detours, not dead ends. They don't derail your progress because your commitment to consistency keeps you grounded. Transformation through consistency isn't about making drastic changes all at once. It's about making intentional, sustainable choices every day. It's about focusing on progress, not perfection. Even the smallest actions, when done consistently, can lead to significant results over time. It's easy to underestimate the power of small steps, but they add up. Whether it's spending 10 minutes a day practicing a skill, choosing healthier meals, or setting aside time for self-reflection, those small steps are what create lasting change. Consistency also requires a clear sense of purpose. When you know why you're working toward a goal, it becomes easier to stay consistent. Your purpose gives you a reason to keep going, even on the hard days. It reminds you of what's at stake and keeps you focused on the bigger picture. Without a strong why, it's easy to lose motivation and fall back into old habits. But when your purpose is clear, it fuels your determination and strengthens your commitment to consistency. Consistency is what separates those who achieve lasting transformation from those who don't. It's not about talent, luck, or circumstances. It's about showing up day after day, no matter what. It's about trusting the process and believing that your efforts will lead to the results you desire. Transformation takes time, but with consistency, you ensure that every step you take brings you closer to your goals. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to keep going. Every day you stay consistent, you build the foundation for the change you want to see. And over time, that consistency transforms not just your actions, but your life. The words you speak have incredible power. They shape your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your future. Speaking life into your future means choosing words that uplift, inspire, and affirm the path you want to take. It's about recognizing the influence your language has over your mindset and ensuring that every word you say aligns with the vision you have for yourself. When you speak positively about your future, you're not just expressing hope, you're planting seeds of faith and determination that can grow into real change. Your words become a declaration of what's possible, a blueprint for the life you're building. Too often, people sabotage their own futures with negative self-talk. They say things like, "I'll never succeed, this is too hard," or "I'm not good enough." These words become self-fulfilling prophecies because they shape how you see yourself and your circumstances. When you constantly focus on your limitations, you reinforce them in your mind. You start to believe that the obstacles in your way are insurmountable and that you don't have what it takes to overcome them. This kind of thinking keeps you stuck, unable to move forward. But when you choose to speak life, you shift your focus from what's wrong to what's possible. You begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles and strengths instead of weaknesses. Speaking life into your future requires intentionality. It's not just about avoiding negative words, it's about deliberately choosing positive, empowering language. When you wake up in the morning, instead of saying, "I'm tired," say, "I'm ready to make the most of this day." Instead of saying, "I don't know if I can do this," say, "I have everything I need to figure this out." These small changes in language might seem insignificant, but over time, they have a profound impact on how you approach challenges and opportunities. Positive words create positive energy, and that energy propels you towards your goals. One of the most powerful ways to speak life into your future is through affirmations. Affirmations are statements that reflect the reality you want to create. They help you focus your thoughts and emotions on what matters most to you. When you repeat affirmations like, "I am capable of achieving my dreams," "I attract success and abundance," or "I am worthy of love and happiness," you're training your mind to believe in those truths. This belief then influences your actions, helping you make choices that align with the future you want. Affirmations are not just empty words, they are tools for reprogramming your mindset and reshaping your reality. It's also important to be mindful of how you talk about challenges and setbacks. Life is not always easy, and there will be times when things don't go as planned. In those moments, it's tempting to speak words of frustration, doubt, or defeat. But even in difficult times, you have the power to choose your words carefully. Instead of saying, "This is impossible," say, "I'm facing a challenge, but I will find a way through it." Instead of saying, "I failed," say, "I've learned a lesson that will help me grow." By reframing your language, you reframe your perspective. You turn obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. Another crucial aspect of speaking life into your future is surrounding yourself with people who do the same. The words you hear from others can have a significant impact on your mindset. If you're constantly around negativity, it can be challenging to maintain a positive outlook. Seek out people who encourage and inspire you, who believe in your potential and remind you of your strengths. Let their words reinforce your own positive self-talk, and in turn, be a source of encouragement for others. When you speak life into someone else's future, you're not only helping them, but also strengthening your own ability to see the good in every situation. Your words also have the power to influence your emotions. When you speak with hope and optimism, you create feelings of excitement, motivation, and confidence. These emotions drive you to take action and keep pushing forward, even when the road gets tough. On the other hand, negative words can lead to feelings of fear, doubt, and discouragement, which hold you back from pursuing your dreams. By choosing your words carefully, you can control how you feel and maintain a positive, focused mindset. Consistency is key when it comes to speaking life into your future. It's not enough to say positive words occasionally, you need to make it a daily habit. Over time, this practice becomes second nature. Your default way of thinking and speaking shifts toward positivity and possibility. You start to believe in your own potential and take steps toward making your vision a reality. This consistent effort creates momentum, and that momentum carries you closer to your goals. Speaking life into your future is not about ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about choosing to focus on the possibilities instead of the limitations. It's about believing in your ability to create a better tomorrow and using your words to reinforce that belief. When you speak with intention, you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the life you want to create. You become a co-creator of your destiny, actively shaping your future with every word you speak. The power is in your hands, and it starts with your voice.